Hero. What's up, everybody? I'm back again. What up? I was out in the driveway cleaning up a little bit. Place is an absolute disaster. The garage that I work in, this is my workspace, my office is like supposed to be right over here, is an absolute disaster right now. Everything is everywhere, and this usually happens by the time winter comes around, but or I should say winter wraps up. It's just an absolute disaster, and that's freaking embarrassing. But anyway, the Renegade is dirty. I'm gonna take this thing down to the car wash after that skag ride the other day, and I had the MadRamps hooked up to the back of my truck, and I was like, you know what? I've never done a product review on these things to tell you guys about these ridiculous ramps. So why not? Why not do it right now? I had these things on my truck. I was like, I'll show everybody what these things are all about. So MadRamps. They're amazing. I'll tell you straight up right now. I got the hat on. I look like a sales guy. Yes, these things were gifted to me. The guy said, hey, you're up in Canada. There's not too many of these up there right now. Let me send this up to you. You do a product review for me and tell me straight up what you think of them. And I was like, okay, they look a little weird. I mean, they do look weird. You see this thing, like, look at the side profile of my truck right now. It's absolutely ridiculous. But they're incredible. I can tell you straight up. They go into the hitch on the back of your truck. Actually, here, let me start this over. The thing that sucks about typical ATV ramps is you always worry, I don't care who you are, you always worry a little bit whenever you're pulling up onto the back of your truck that these things might slide out. Even if you've got them friggin' strapped, it's still a little bit sketchy. So there's always that. And then you got these big friggin' crusty ramps you gotta lug around and open up and cut your fingers up on and everything. So these guys came up with this solution basically to make something that goes into the hitch of your truck that, like, that feeling we all get, and every one of us has had it at some point in our life, your asshole puckers right up when you're going up your ramps. It's like, oh, I hope I don't die this time. And I saw it actually pretty recently. We were out on our ride there in the wintertime back in December. We were out and the ramp actually slid out on somebody. It was on James, who was pulling Laria's Miss Demon's pulling her four-wheeler off her truck, and it actually slipped out, and we caught the four-wheeler and hauled it back up for her. But I got to see it firsthand. Like that if we weren't all there to catch that four-wheeler, would have been an absolute disaster. So got to see it firsthand, and a product like this completely alleviates that. So there's a lot of like little moving parts here. At least it appears that way when you see it like this, but I can assure you it's very simple to set up. So basically this piece of metal here goes into the hitch. You put the pin through, lock it in. This is all provided right in the box, and then the electrical runs right along here, and it's one little plug in right in there into the electrical on the back of your truck. So what I'll do is I'll open the back of the truck up and show you how a four-wheeler loads into this, and I can try and explain it to you the best I can. The ramps basically like teeter back like this, and then when you pull in, they go like this, and then your back wheel sits in this little cavity right here, and then your front wheel kind of lines up right about here. You strap it in, and then you have all this space in the back of your truck like that you never would have if you're pulling your truck around with your typical ramp setup. So totally sounding like a sales guy 101 right now, but I like, honestly, these things are mind-blowing. It's such a wicked product. So a couple things that I was worried about is I'm one of those guys. I drive around 24-inch wheels with 33-inch tires on them, so I've only got about 3.5 inches of rubber on the top and bottom of the wheel. And the biggest concern for me is that, like, with that weight distribution being so far on the back of my truck, like, how much would that compress my tire? Which it definitely does a bit. It definitely does. And then also, now that I have a 3-inch lift and level from rough country on my truck, what would that actually do to the front of it, like pulling that weight all the way back? So the truck definitely, like, even when you're driving around on a good day, you notice it. Like, the front of the truck is up a little bit just because of the leveling kit in it, with the ramps on the back, and especially the Renegade, because I think with the Assassiners, it probably weighs in at like maybe 1,150 pounds. Someone tell me down in the comments below. I know someone knows the exact weight. Renegade with 30-inch Assassiners, 10.5s on there. But when you put that weight on the back of the truck and push it back past that back axle, it definitely like lifts the front of the truck up a little bit. But honestly, like, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. I mean, I've driven around with it a few times and I try it out, and I absolutely love it. I would not go back. I wouldn't have it any other way. And I'm getting ready to do this Ottawa trip again this summer. And the big thing for me is I've got a family of 5, and they typically, usually what they'll do is they'll fly up and I'll do the drive because it's 16 hours, and I'll typically do that without them. But for me, it's like when we get up to Ottawa, you think about it, I've got 5 seats in the truck, and all 5 of them are filled with kids and me and my wife. And if I'm lugging a 4-wheeler around in the back, then like, what are we going to do with all our coolers and camping gear and swimming gear and just like all the shit you need to go to Ottawa for 2 weeks across the country? So basically, like I said, you get all that space in the back of your truck, so we can bring up 2 weeks worth of stuff in the back, plus my 4-wheeler, plus have the whole family in there. So it's a dope setup. Let me get my Renegade pulled around here, and I'll get it up on the truck and show you how this thing works. So, I'll show you. First thing you're going to do is pull this pin out. Then you're going to pull your ramp back like this. And then just put that pin back in place and pull it out until it locks. It's literally that easy. Do it on the other side, same thing. Pull the ramp all the way out. Pin in place. Let it lock in. Boom. Now here's the wizardry that these guys have concocted. And you can adjust it enough to make it work with any truck, I think pretty much in the world. So here's what you'll notice when I go to pull the hatch on the back of the truck down. This is the important thing, is that when these ramps teeter up, they don't hit the back of the hatch. They go right there, 4-wheeler pulls in, and then you adjust the ramp. So check it out. Pull the rest of the kids' gear out of the back here. Let's see. Just so you can get a clean setup for when I pull in. Whew. I got too many kids, y'all. Oh my God. Oh my God, I'll never forget that post on Instagram that I put up where I had the Renegade parked right here, and all the kids were posted up around it with the soap suds on it, cleaning it and spit shining the bike and everything. And I posted that up on Father's Day last year, and the thing went viral. Like, it got hundreds of comments and everyone laughing and shit. And then some guy that I don't even know, he hops down the comments and goes, "Holy shit, man, the only thing that pulls out at his house is the couch." Holy shit, when I read that comment, I was crying laughing. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna set this up here now, and you'll get to see how this actually works. Get to see the sag in the truck. All right, get you guys down there. How's that view? Looks pretty good. Pull the pin out, lower your ramp down under. Same thing as before. There's a little hole that locks it in. That's essentially it right there. Now I'll get in there and actually strap the thing so it's tight in there a little bit. Make sure it doesn't slide out, but I mean, even just the gravity alone would probably keep it there, if I'm being honest with you, just with the wheels kind of locked in that little cavity there. So you can see the truck definitely has a little bit of a stance to it now. I mean, that's a lot of weight in the back. You're looking at probably, like I said, probably like 1,100 pounds, something like that. 1,100 pounds. But like I said, man, you get all this space back in your box, which is really nice. Like, you can put all kinds of camping gear in here, coolers, whatever. And yeah, you're completely in the back of the truck now, just like that. And this is an important little feature down here too. If you look, there's this bar right here. And the purpose that this serves is to make it so when you hit a speed bump or, you know, a little pothole or whatever, or just the general distribution of weight on your truck, when the four-wheeler kind of bounces, this thing can't come up and hit your bumper or hit the tail of the truck. This bar will actually prevent that from happening. And that's it. So I'm gonna head down to the car wash. Maybe what I'll do is just show how this thing actually unloads, because that's probably important too, but it's the same, it's basically the reverse steps. Pull the pin, pull the ramp out, and the thing's actually gonna sit up in the air until I actually pull the four-wheeler out. You back the four-wheeler out, teeters down, lets you out, and at no point in time does it seem sketchy at all. Like, that's the best thing about it, is you're permanently locked in there. So, all right, I'm gonna go head down to the car wash. Catch you in a few. I figured I'd jump on right quick just because this part of the road that I'm driving on is really bumpy. Like, there's all kinds of little divots and bumps and potholes and stuff in the road, and I just wanted to show just really like how stable the truck is right now. So again, you're looking at like 1,200 pounds in the back, hanging off the tailgate, super bumpy road, lifted truck, 24-inch tires, sorry, 24-inch wheels, 33-inch low pro tires, and it feels good. I mean, it really does feel good. It's really not that bad. Sometimes, because I actually have those wider profile tires on the truck, it's a little bit hard to turn sometimes. Like, you can feel it grinding trying to turn that much rubber. And it's kind of funny because with that extra weight on the back, it actually, like, because it's lifting the front up a tiny bit, there's actually a lot less friction up front. It almost makes the truck easier to drive. The small birds. Ooh. Ooh. Maybe I'll just keep the four-wheeler on the back all the time, eh? Now we're talking. Look at the cool guy rolling through Timbo. Woo. Everyone's looking at me like I'm crazy. Like, what is on the back of this man's truck? That's a Renegade on MadRamps, people. All right, so I'm gonna be up at the car wash in a minute, and what I'm actually gonna do, I'm not even gonna pull the four-wheeler off there, and that's one of the perks of this as well, is that you can actually completely wash your four-wheeler without pulling it off the truck, because the angle that it's on actually allows you to spray the undercarriage of it, but then also because it's pulled back a little bit, you can actually get to the radiator and get to the front, like the headlamps and everything, like really easily. Like, you don't actually have to even pull it off when you go to a spot to wash it. And then when I get back to my house, that's when I'll actually pull it off and show you how the ramps will pivot back. So yeah, at the car wash in a sec. A little preview of the action here. And you'll see what I mean as you come right around here and actually get to the front of it now, which you'd never be able to before. So yeah, let me clean this up. We'll get out of here, get back to the house, and I'll show you the unload. And there you have it, MadRamps. They're pretty awesome. What do you think, Sage? Do you like the MadRamps? What do you think, buddy? Pretty cool? Safest way to move a four-wheeler around, I'm telling you. So when you get them out of the box, the whole setup process is probably like 45 minutes or so to get them all set up, get everything put together and everything. And then from this point, like when I go to dismantle this for my truck right now, I'd say the whole thing's probably, I don't know, it's less than 5 minutes, and the thing's hung back up on my wall. And I'll just show you, again, my apologies for how messy my garage is right now. But to give you these, this rack that you can put up on your wall, so basically you just throw the rack on there, and then the 2 ramps hook onto there, and bada bing, bada boom. You're all set up, cleaned up, and ready for the next ride. So yeah, highly recommended. Check out MadRamps, they're bomb. They get the hero cosign. Peace. Hero.